we will try to touch on the root cause, and then we'll try to touch on the solution. So what is the root cause of the problem? Why do we have a housing crisis? Simple. We just don't have enough houses. Okay. Is that, first of all, how did we get to this situation? The government's job is, we have pretty smart people working in the government, maybe not at the top, but they're really good government workers out there. They are supposed to calculate, we are increasing, the population's increasing, even though New Hampshire, we're not growing at the rate of many other states. And because we're losing, a lot of young people are moving out.
Yeah. They graduate and they leave. Yeah.
But at the moment we are still seeing people moving into New Hampshire, but the rate of growth is slow, but we're growing. So we need more housing. So what are the problems? One is those Airbnbs. So it has taken out a lot of housing off the market because they are now, go ahead.
Oh, I never thought about that.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, it never occurred to me.
So it's not the main problem.
No.
But it is
part of it.
Because if you go to, for example, Rye Beach, or you go to a lot of these places, those houses are just sitting there empty until the weekend, or maybe a Labor Day long weekend. That's it. Otherwise, that's a housing unit. As far as the state is concerned, there is a certain number of housing units, but it's not occupied.
Right.
The other is second or third homes of people either living in New Hampshire and they own a second or third home, or people from out of state who own a second or third home in New Hampshire. And we have to deal with those in a different way. But that's another, again, you're taking a housing unit off the market, right? But you're not using it 100% of the time, but you're taking it. Okay. And corporations have also come in, they're landlords, and they're also purchasing a large number of these apartment complexes. Okay, that one is not necessarily taking housing off the market, but they are definitely causing a rise in the price. Okay, the one biggest way we can help right away, Matt, first of all, we have to do something about all these housing units that are not used all the time. We have to find a way for people. Okay, let's not talk about that. The biggest problem is we have a low inventory. We have to build houses. We have to use USDA funds for rural. They actually have USDA is U.S. Department of Agriculture. They actually have rural housing funds for communities that are in the rural north. For example, our North Country will qualify. Some parts of the western towns will qualify. We actually can use USDA funds to build houses there. The other is HUD, Housing and Urban Development. They actually have, these are federal dollars you can use to build units. The state has to work with it because the state, you need space. And if it's owned by the city or it's owned by the town, then there are a lot of rules and regulations. You can work with the city and town to figure out what can be built, what is allowed, and hopefully multi-unit complexes, because then you're utilizing a space better. But there are also state-owned spaces, right? You can also use that, because then you don't have to worry about the rules and regulations of each town and each city. So if you want to look at two towns that are doing really well with this multi-family, multi-unit system, it's Portsmouth and Dover. Yeah, Portsmouth and Dover. They're doing really well. So they have single family homes. They have, whatever people want to always protect their little single family home acreage, but you can also have townhomes, or you can have apartment complexes, maybe multi-story. You have to have mixed use. And then within the downtown area, maybe you can have the bottom floor is all about businesses, restaurants, and stores, and the top units are all apartments. That's how we have to build.